Welcome to yoga. We are going to focus on the legs today. We're going to do a little bit of everything because yoga tends to do a little bit of everything, but we're really going to focus on the legs. So here's why I love this sequence. I am a person with anxiety, and I notice that I hold a lot of tension in my legs. So this is a nervous system response thing when it comes to fight or flight. Flight is my go-to. So there tends to be a lot of tension in my legs because my body is ready to right out of there. So I need to do a lot of work with the legs to get them to relax, and it's always good to get a little bit more strength in the lower body. So that's what we're going to work on today. You need your mat, you need your lovely body, and then an option would be to grab, I just have a hand towel here. You can grab a towel if you have a strap or a belt, something where we can get a little more space for one of the postures. That can be really handy. If you're like, that's in the other room, I don't feel like going to get it, fine, I will give you options. Don't worry about it. But to start, we are going to lie down on our backs. So go ahead and settle in on your mat. You can do that with the knees bent or the legs out long, whatever works better for you. Palms facing up. And just be here. You made it. Congratulations. No need to spend this time jumping ahead to the things waiting for you. No need to time travel to the past to relive things you cannot change. Let's just be here together on the mat for the next 30 minutes, shall we? Everything I offer here, it's optional. You can do it, you can not do it, you can modify it, you can find a progression. You just do what works for your yoga practice today. Good, take a deep breath in and let it go. Good, maybe bring the hands to the belly for this next one. Deep breath in and let it go. Good, if you like to set an intention for your practice, go ahead and do that now. If you want to just take a moment for gratitude, for a sense of thanks for the fact that we're even here. Deep breath in. And a long exhale. Good job. Draw that right knee in towards the chest. Left leg can be long or knee can be bent, whatever feels better, but draw that right knee over outside of those right ribs and then snuggle it in kind of close to the armpit. So we're looking for a deep stretch in that right hip. If it feels better to grab the thigh, so not holding onto the knee, that's great. And if you want a little extra space too, you can, always grab that towel and bring it underneath the knee here and pull in that way. That's a great use of a towel or a strap. Lots of options. All our bodies are different. We need different things. We want different things. So do what works for you. Good. Deep breath in. Let it go. Nice. That right leg extends up. Now here are your options again. You can grab the pants, the thigh, the calf muscle. You can grab for your towel or strap and put it around the foot, giving you a little more space here. And then draw that right leg towards you. Again, that left leg can bend up if that feels better on the low back. And if that right leg is far away from the body, absolutely fine. I would rather it be far away from the body and straight than in close and bent. So working to get that right leg as straight as it will go today. And then take that right leg a little bit across the body to the left. Feel that light up the IT band on the outside of the leg there. And then draw it a little bit to the right. Good. Keeping both hips flat on that mat. Good. So take it a little bit across the body to the left. A little bit to the right. Good. One more time here, across. And then back to the right. Nice job. Come back through center. One more pull in here. Well done. Release. That right leg can be long or knee can be bent. Let's draw that left leg up, over to the left, clearing those left ribs, and then snuggle it in close to that left armpit. So again, you can use the towel or the strap for this if that feels better, but really work to keep both shoulders and hips flat on the mat here. Relax the jaw. Good. One more breath in. And release. All right, that left leg goes up. Again, you can grab wherever you can reach. If you are one of these people that can grab the big toe, fantastic. Go ahead and do that. If you want to grab your towel or strap, fantastic. Do that. So find what you need on this side. It might be very different than what you did on the right. That's fine. So think about drawing that leg a little bit closer to you. If it feels better on the low back, bend up that right knee. Really intense, spicy stretch here on the hamstring. And then when you're ready, find that little cross over to the right, slide open to the left. So just this subtle sweeping motion here of that leg, but keep that tension where you're feeling it in the hamstring. Make sure that you're breathing here. Good. Slight pull through center towards you. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Bring that leg down, both legs out long. Great job. You can set the towel or the strap over to the side. Just take a breath here. All right, bend those knees up, feet on the mat, hip width and parallel. Walk them in close to the bum so you can reach down with the fingertips and almost touch those heels. Hands planted into the mat. When you are ready, you're going to lift that tailbone, curling up, squeeze the bum, hips reach up towards the sky, and then exhale, everything comes down. Good. We're going to keep going here. So lift those hips up. If you want more challenge, you can reach the arms up. That will make it a little less stable. And then hips slowly come down. So keep going here. You're thinking about getting articulation through the spine here. Good. One more time. Lift those hips all the way up. Press both big toes into the mat so that knees are parallel. Squeeze the bum. Hips go higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Hips come down, both knees in. Squeeze, breathe. Maybe a little side to side here. Getting a little twist in the spine. Nice. Coming back to center. Now you can do this next part however you would like. We're going to transition over to a downward facing dog. So if you want to roll over onto your side, get to tabletop and do down dog from there, fantastic. I'm going to show you rolling forward and back, which is sometimes fun, sometimes just annoying. So find what works for you. So if you can come forward and back a couple of times, eventually you might be able to come over the feet and find tabletop. It's sort of a fancy way to get there. Sometimes I enjoy it, sometimes I'm like, please. So find your way to tabletop. Create a little bit more space between the hands and the knees so that we can come into downward facing dog. Press the palms of the mat, palms of the hands into the mat, tuck the toes, hips up and back. So press the chest towards the thighs, have a nice bend in the knees here. Maybe shake the head yes and no. Relax through the jaw here. And breathe. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Well done. Engage those core muscles and walk the hands back towards the feet. So feet are hip width or wider. Bend those knees, ragdoll. You can interlace the hands into opposite elbows, sway side to side if you would like. Have a good bend in those knees. So you want length through the spine here. And then when you are ready, release the hands, bend the knees even more, and roll up to standing. Draw those shoulders down the back, opening the heart. Mountain pose, palms face forward, feet grounding into the mat, crown of the head reaching up. Landing here. I'm just noticing what's happening in the body, noticing what's happening in the mind. No judgment, just observing. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Amazing job. We're going to try some balancing. So if you want to come next to a wall, have a chair near you, fantastic. That is not cheating. It is a way to get deeper into the posture. So do what makes sense for you to do today. We're going to take a big step with that left leg. Right leg is going to be behind us. So hands can come to heart center. You can reach them out like airplane wings. You can hang on to something with one hand and bring the other hand to heart center. But we're just gonna draw the right toes up just a little bit. So maybe that's an inch or two, and then you put them down, and then you lift again. Maybe you wanna bring that leg up higher and drop the upper body down. Whatever you wanna do. Slight bend in that standing knee, the left knee, and point the toes and kick back with that right foot. So you might fall out. Fantastic. Fall out. Say something nice about yourself and then get back in. So this is a very wobbly, very challenging pose, which is why it brings so much beautiful strength to the legs. Back of the neck is long. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, step back, palms face forward and breathe. Notice if your heart rate got really jacked up right there, use the breath to slow it down. Notice if your mind went wild saying what should be happening. Use the breath to refocus. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right leg steps forward this time. Again, hold on to whatever you want. Hands can be heart center, airplane wings, whatever you need here. Those left toes, point them, kick it back. Maybe it's an inch off the ground. Maybe it's 4 feet off the ground. I don't care. Back of the neck is long. Maybe hinging forward. Right knee has a slight bend this time. So smooth out the breath here. It's tempting to hold the breath. Holding the breath never helps. I don't know why we do it. I do it. Doesn't make any sense. Smooth out that breath. Relax the jaw. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step back. Palms face forward. Now that's done. Feel the connection between your feet and the mat. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Awesome job. All right, we're going to come into pyramid pose. This is one where I like to have a wall or a chair nearby so that I don't have to bring the hands all the way to the ground. You can choose whatever you would like to do. I'm going to show you a few different versions. So stepping back with that right leg, don't step all the way back like you would for a warrior pose. It's about half as far as you would go for that. Hips and shoulders square to the top of the mat, core lifts. So those back toes are on a bit of an angle. Front toes pointing straight forward, hands on the hips to start, and then hinge forward. So this is where a wall can be really nice. You can bring the hands here, maybe to the seat of a chair if that works for you, maybe to yoga blocks if you have them, or maybe to the ground. So wherever you're at, draw that right hip forward, left hip back, and draw a little bit more weight into that front left foot. That is going to make the stretch in that hamstring super duper spicy. That's what we want. Back of the neck is long here. And relax the jaw. Good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Engage the core. Slowly, slowly come up. Step that back foot up. Palms face forward. And breathe. Let's do that other side. Left leg steps back about half as far as you would come for a warrior. And then hips, shoulders squared to the top of the mat. When you are ready, you lift that heart, hands starting on the hips and then hinging forward and find where you want to be. So this is a beautiful place to be. You could square those hips, send the weight forward into that front foot. You're going to get a great stretch. If you want to come down to the ground, to the blocks, to the seat of a chair, be my guest. Yoga meets us where we are. It's one of the many things that I love about it. There are kind of no excuses because if you can breathe, you can do yoga. If something physically doesn't work for you, great, don't do it, adapt it. Take a deep breath in. And slowly make your way up. Step that back foot up, mountain pose, and breathe. I tell this story often, but the first person I ever taught yoga to was my grandmother after she had a stroke. She was very physically limited, and she was an incredible yogi. I teach yoga to veterans who are amputees, people in wheelchairs. There are so many ways to make this work. Deep breath in. Let it go. One more standing pose before we get back to the mat. So again, option to hold something for stability. We're going to stretch out our quadriceps. So starting with that left leg, bending it up. Again, this can be a great time for that towel or that strap. If you cannot reach the foot, you can bring it here and have a little sling that helps you have a little bit more space. So find what you need here, grabbing for the towel or grabbing for the foot. And then see if you can line those knees up. So it's going to pull that shoulder back. You're going to get a beautiful opening in that left shoulder. And then look for the stretch in that left thigh. So if you're not feeling the stretch yet, kick that left foot into the left hand. Keep the core engaged here. Keep the breath smooth. And really look for that stretch in the quadricep muscle. Again, you can find a wall for balance, bring the hand to heart center, whatever you need. Lift it up. It's almost like a variation of tree pose. Again, we're just playing. When you're ready, let's switch sides. So you're standing on that left, bending up that right knee. Again, use the towel or the strap, and then think about lining up those knees so that they're one next to the other. Beautiful opening in that right shoulder. If you're not feeling the stretch in that quad, kick the foot into the hand. Nice and tall here. I kind of like this reach up. Feels very powerful. Not going into a back bend here, so making sure those lower abdominals are kind of like turned on, zipped up. Deep breath in. And a long exhale as you release that. Find mountain pose and breathe. Inhale. And a long exhale. Beautiful job. All right, take a seat on the mat. We're going to come into a seated version of figure 4. So right ankle on left knee. And then if you move things in closer, if you move the arms in closer, if you move the bum in closer towards that heel, it's going to compress everything and make it a little more intense. So if that makes sense for you, great. If you prefer more spacious, it's going to be less intense. So find what works for you here. Think about drawing that knee away from you just a little bit to open up through that hip. And then switch sides. So left ankle is going to come on top of that right knee. And again, if you want it more intense, scoot the bum closer to the heel. Walk the hands in closer to the hips. That'll do it. And if you're like, nah, I'm good. Great, that extra space. Think about that left knee drawing away from you just a little bit. One more breath here. And exhale. Release that. Beautiful job. Option to do legs up the wall. If you have a wall nearby, if you have the back of a couch nearby, you can scoot your bum close in, come down on the elbows to start, let those legs come up, and then lower all the way down. If that does not seem appealing to you, absolutely fine. You can take this exact same shape just in the middle of your yoga mat. But it's nice to bring the legs up just to have a little change in circulation. Maybe you can point and flex the feet a little bit here. And if you are in legs up the wall and you want to stay there for your Shavasana, please feel free. If you are in waterfall, which is this shape lying on your yoga mat with the legs freestanding, pointing up, you can let those legs come down and you can find whatever is your preferred shape for Shavasana. So you can lie flat on your back, you can sit up, you can lie on your side, whatever feels best for you today. Just find that, settle in. Let everything we have just done integrate into the body. We often get caught in this feedback loop. Many of us are aware of the fact that we hold tension and stress in our bodies. But what happens is that we feel anxiety, and so we have tension in the body, and we have tension in the body, so we feel anxiety. And that is a cycle that just continues. So when we are able to interrupt that cycle with a practice like this, where we are both stretching and strengthening the muscles where we tend to hold our tension, it can do wonders for our minds. So just notice how you feel in this moment. You're not required to feel one thing or another. Nothing is a wrong answer or a right answer. You're just observing. Take a deep inhale and let it go. If you can spend a little extra time in your Shavasana today, if you have that space, please take it. If you're ready to move on, you can slowly bring some stretching to the body, bringing yourself up to whatever is a comfortable seated position for you. And maybe keeping the eyes closed if you can. Maybe hand to heart, hand to belly, maybe both hands palm to palm at heart space. You can come back to the intention that you set or that moment of gratitude from earlier in class and just acknowledge what that was. Deep breath in. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Beautiful job. Well done getting to the mat today. It's not easy. It's always such an honor for me to lead you through your practice. May you be well, be safe, be happy, be healthy, and live with peace. Namaste. I'll see you next time. Come back soon.